We all want to be liked, but seeking approval from friends, neighbors, and family has its downfalls. Author Connie Sokol says if we're not careful, we can fall into the like me trap. Now, I like this topic because I think, honestly, we all fall into those traps at one time or the other. What are the dangers of doing that?
Well, and like you said, I think, excuse me, it's a normal thing for women, especially, to want to be liked by other people. But I think one of the facets is our society is, so I call it junior high. It just drives me nuts. We got this, how many likes do you have on Facebook, and how many followers on your blog, and until we start losing the sense of what am I doing that has purpose, it's more of, does someone like what I'm doing?
So how do we know if we've taken it too far? If it's a trap we all fall into and we're all guilty of it one time or the other, how do we do that self-check and know if it's really affecting us in a negative way?
Well, if it's affecting what we decide to do or say or be or how to raise our children, if we're thinking first, oh, what would so-and-so, what would my spouse think, what would my mother-in-law think, what would my neighbor think, what would my co-worker think, when we think of that first, then that's a problem, because then we're really losing our own sense of self and our opinion and our values. We're really looking outside to decide if we're doing what's of value.
You've diagnosed this. You call it approvalitis.
Well, the first one is definitely approvalitis, and it's kind of that Sally Field, do you like me, you really like me kind of thing. And again, with women, you know, it's a natural, normal thing. We nurture, we attend, we care, but then we can get into that trap of caring too much about what people think then about what we've done. And so it really is about pulling back and doing something that puts it against something of value rather than anybody's rhetoric. It puts it against something of, wow, am I doing what's right and what's good in my own soul? And the way to do that, one of the best ways, is to go to either a higher power or someone that you trust, or go with your gut. And in this day and age, it's really hard to find a lot of those. So a higher power thing, going with people that have been respected for generations, or, you know, have really proved themselves and have been lasting, is a really huge thing. You look at Mother Teresa or Gandhi, these people who have proved themselves over and over, and when you read their words, it makes you feel good. It resonates within your soul. So if you're feeling inept or ridiculous or unpopular or all these other negative thoughts, when you read their words, you will feel the rightness of it, and then you will go, oh, I don't need to look to that to feel good about myself. I know that what I'm doing, because I'm doing it with purpose, that's the right thing for me to do.
That becomes the standard then, by which you judge your actions.
And that's the word I was looking for. Thank you for being my brain. That's right. That's the standard that we measure by, rather than what did 32 people say on Facebook about this particular thing.
You say another trap to avoid is sameness. What does this look like, and how do we avoid it?
Women are so cute. If you listen to men and women's conversation, you'll see totally different. The men are more about competing generally, you know, how good their job is. I remember my husband having a conversation years ago about four-wheelers with this one guy, and he was like,
what?
About four-wheelers.
Okay.
And he was like, ATVs, and he was like, yeah, the guy was like, mine's got a 550, and I think it was my husband was like, mine's got a 750, and it was like, there were 7, you know, I was like, what? Happening? And I thought, someone's gonna get offended, you know, like we do as women.
Yeah.
But they were having a totally great conversation. Thank goodness I didn't interrupt. But that is not women. You know, if we show that, oh, cute flaps, and where did you get your gear? You know, we'd be so same. So I love what you're doing. I like it. And that's why we seek sameness. But the problem is that we'll meet women and we'll say, oh, they like the same books, the same movies, the same restaurant. We shop at the same stores. I like her. She's great. If we meet someone who doesn't do those things, then we tend to distance ourselves. And I think that's really a loss.
How do we avoid that then? Because obviously, like minds sometimes attract. We're drawn to people who enjoy the things we do. So how do we push ourselves outside of that comfort zone?
I think every now and then just tell yourself, I'm just going to go with that. So for yourself, wear the purple dress that you think nobody likes, or join the clogging troop that nobody else would join. Just do it. Do it just to break out of that box and say, I'm just going to try this and get out of my comfort zone. Or give that gift to somebody else, where they all want to go to lunch and go to a Thai food place, and you're like, Thai food? Go, try it. You may like it. So give yourself permission to break out of that box.
You're good at this.
Well,
you try to do this. I feel like you make a conscious effort, though, to try new things.
Thank you. I'm going to say that to my friends, because I am such a stickler. I like the same thing at the same restaurant every single time. But my husband gets me out of that really well. He's so spontaneous that way. And I have found the more that I do that, I create friendships that I would not have usually created. And I love that. In fact, one of my friends from college, she did this. I was really into theater, like plays and music and choir concerts, and so was my other friend. And we met her, and she had never done anything like that before. And she would come and support us. She'd come and attend and things like that. And in fact, we just got together again. One of the 4 BYU babes ended up being a lifelong friend. She said, you don't know how much you enriched my life by that whole area. I had no idea. Now she goes to Les Mis and to Phantom, and this is an area she would not have gone into had she not embraced what we were doing. So give it a try.
Allow other people to open those doors.
Yes, get out of the box.
Okay, I'm kind of on this kick. I think it's so great to soak in these words, but I really am on this this self-check kick, like how do we know if it's me? And you say a good warning sign, if you to know that you're falling into these self-traps, is to evaluate the pity party.
Oh yeah, and we women, I don't know.
The pity party.
I think we're all the same. We just have some days it's a bathrobe day, and we just feel like everybody else is attractive, and everybody else has great kids, and they've got a great situation.
And we say this as we're in the bathrobe.
Yes, and we're chewing something, sucking down chocolate or Rocky Road right from the garden. You know, and that's just one of those pity party days. And when you start getting into that mode, you know, maybe give yourself 5 minutes. Just go ahead, suck down that ice cream. But after that, stop thinking about yourself, because it will go nowhere. And women, this can be a huge danger. They can go downhill fast. They can really get depressed thinking that this is the reality, but it's not. They're just not seeing the beautiful things about themselves. And the best way to do that is to say, who can I serve? Now, I hated this years and years ago. I was like, I'm gonna heave if one more person says serve. But you know what? I tried it and it works. In fact, I started a little while back, it was a ways ago, but I started this little journal. I put a little sticky note by my bed that said, whom can I serve? Because I can't remember anything. And so I'd wake up and I'd see that. And I was sad to say, I tried it in writing in my journal who I served, and it was pathetic. It was basically my family. And I was like, well, that's all I can do right now. But as I started thinking, who can I serve? I realized how many opportunities I was kicking out of my life because I was so busy with my little schedule. And I remember this one lady, I have a stewardship to visit her, and we were talking, and in my mind, we were kind of getting to a lull, but I could feel that she wanted to talk more. But I was like, oh, you know, you can close it up. And in my mind, I'm sad to say that I was like, but my baby's gonna go down, and that's my writing time, and that's the only time I get. But then I was a normal person, and I said, did you want to talk longer? And she's like, yes. So we chatted, and I let that go. You know what's funny? My baby didn't even go to sleep. He was totally awake the whole time. We got done chatting. I went home, put him down, did my writing time. Same. That happens all the time. So if we say, who can I serve? We get out of that pity party. We get out of that woe is me, and we realize we feel joyful and happy and fulfilled, and we feel good, and it really, really works.
I love it. Connie, you're so great. Thank you so much. Such a light. And we want to let people know you recently released a book that offers more light and wisdom, and the title just cracks me up.
I'm so excited. It's the Life is Too Short collection. So it's the best of Life's Too Short for One hair color, sensible shoes, and linoleum. And it is so fun. It's only $2.99 this week only, and you get a free download. So if you purchase it on Amazon or it's at Costco in Utah, if you purchase it, email me and I'll give you a free download of Join Womanhood or Balance in Womanhood and Motherhood, or any other one you want. Get organized, get fit and fabulous, whatever you want.
You're fab. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
We'll post that purchasing information on our website. Darren?
Thanks.